This is a brief overview of our precious metals plugin for Woocommerce. This plugin allows you to automatically get the latest spot prices and update your product prices based on those spot prices. So let's have a look at the settings. Here on the screen you can see the plugin's main settings. At the top you can see the latest spot prices, and those spot prices come from whichever feed source you choose, and the plugin supports various feed sources, and you can also enter your spot prices manually if you prefer. And the next setting is your Ignite Woo license key, which is required to use the plugin. And then you can choose a price type of bid or ask. You can enable logging if you want the plugin to log its activity for your review. And product prices are automatically updated when the spot price is updated based on this interval. And that's what this setting is all about: update products via cron job. By default, this plugin uses the built-in cron of WordPress. However, a rare few sites have WordPress cron disabled and they use an external cron. So if you're one of those rare few people who have WordPress cron disabled, then you would enable this setting and review the documentation at this link here in the settings that explains how to set up your external cron to cause your product prices to be updated. That's kind of an advanced setting, so you can ignore that unless you know you need it. We have the spot price update interval, which is set to 60 seconds here in this example. And the next setting is do not update when metal markets are closed. This allows the plugin to not do anything if the metal markets are closed, and they are closed once a day for an hour during normal weekdays and all during the weekend until late Sunday night when they reopen. So this just kind of lightens the load on your system. If you enable this, I recommend that you do enable it. The next setting is spot price display type, and this setting controls how you see spot prices up here. I have this set to troy ounce. If I disable it, it'll show in grams. So it just gives you the control over how you want to read your spot prices when you're viewing this page or editing products, because the spot prices are displayed in the products when you're editing a product. The next four settings are threshold settings for each of the four metal types: gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. And this setting controls how often your product prices are going to be updated based on the change of the spot price in grams. So for example, we have 0.001 set here, and how that reads is basically if the price in grams of the metal changes by more than 0.001, then update the product prices. So this allows the plugin to avoid updating all your product prices in the database unless the spot prices change by whatever amount you want. You can leave these empty if you want to. You don't have to set anything. I have them at 0.001 here as an example. This next setting, adjust per gram spot price, allows you to adjust the spot prices that are downloaded by the plugin if you want to. Cancel unpaid orders allows you to automatically cancel orders that come into your website if they are not paid within X amount of minutes. And so you can use that setting, or you can leave it empty to disable that. This allows you to close your store. This setting allows you to close your store when the exchange markets are closed. And here in the explanation, it tells you when the markets are closed, and it also tells you the current time according to your website. And what happens with this setting is if you enable it, then when the markets are closed, people won't be able to add items to the cart and go to checkout. And this basically is something that helps you avoid selling products when the prices may change on Monday when you have to fulfill those orders. So it's optional. You don't have to enable it if you don't want to use it. Auto refresh product page, what that does is automatically reload the product page in the browser after X number of seconds. And in this example, I have it set to 90. And this is helpful if the product price changes while somebody's viewing the product page or left it open in their browser and then comes back later. It would have auto refreshed and showed the more recent product price if it had changed. Store closed redirect. If you enable this setting here to close your store after market hours, then they can automatically be redirected to whatever page you choose. Whatever page you have created in your site, you can choose. Maybe you want to redirect them to your home page or your shop page or whatever. That's what that's for. Checkout timeout is a setting that gives people X amount of time to place their order after they land on the checkout page. So maybe you want to give them 90 seconds to place their order, and if they don't, they're redirected to the cart page. This helps, basically this setting helps people see the latest price, because once they land on the checkout page, the price doesn't automatically update on the checkout page. It will charge the customer the current price if they place their order. Say for example, I put a product in the cart for $25 and I let it sit there an hour while I go to lunch. Meanwhile, the product price on your site has changed to 28. I'll still see 25 on the page, but when I enter my credit card or whatever I'm using to pay, I will pay 28, but it might surprise me a little bit that that happened. So that's what this is for, is to redirect them somewhere. Maybe you want to redirect them back to the cart page if they don't check out within, say, 2 minutes or whatever, 120 seconds. And then we have metal category settings down here for each of the 4 metals. And this helps the plugin know which products on your site need to be updated. These are all optional. You don't have to use these. You can set your global metal categories here, or you can leave them empty and set the metal type in each of your products. So let's take a look at the product settings. Here I'm editing a sample product. It's got a name of 1 ounce gold American Eagle. And in the product data section, in the general tab, below the regular price and sale price, there are some metal settings. The first one is the metal type that you choose for the product. And by the way, you don't have to choose a metal product type for every product. If you're selling t-shirts, for example, you don't have to choose a metal type and the product price won't be updated automatically. So in addition to the metal type, you have a markup amount and a second markup amount. You can use one or both of these, and you can enter a percentage amount or a flat amount. Here in the first markup field I have 0.01. That is the decimal representation of 10%, which is what you use to enter your markups as a percentage. So in this example, I'm marking up the price by 10% and then 5. So that means here's the spot price down here. This is the gold spot price. So when the product price is calculated, it's going to add 10% to the spot price, and whatever the result is, it's going to add 5 to that, and that becomes the product price you see up here. And then we have a metal weight setting that you can choose grams, ounces, kilograms, pounds, or penny weight. And you have a metal purity setting that you can choose for your product. So if, for example, if you're selling 21 karat gold chain, you would choose that. Otherwise, you choose the purest, which is what the spot price is reflected in, the purest. And then we have minimum price. And I'll explain this to you, and for sake of example, I'm going to enter 2,500. What this setting does is when the product price is automatically calculated based on these settings, if the price falls below this amount, then the product price is going to become this amount. So this allows you to prevent selling the product for less than a minimum price. So if I set this to 2,500 right now and update the product, then when the product page refreshes, you'll see that now the product price is $2,500 because the calculated price was below that minimum price. However, if you leave it empty, you'll just get the calculated price as we see here. So that's it. If you have any questions, feel free to call us or shoot us an email by using the contact page on our website. Thanks for watching.